Hello everyone! The Visa Bulletin for April is now available and has brought relatively good advancements for the aspirants of the employment-based categories of Green Card. For those who do not know me, my name is Anna Schaefer and I'm a U.S. immigration attorney. The final action date has moved from November 22, 2022 to January 15, 2023 for the second preference of the employment-based, which covers both the EB-2s with a sponsor and the EB-2 national interest waiver. This means that almost 2 months of progress was achieved here. For those who do not know, the final date corresponds to the date that the immigration visas are actually being issued. Imagine a ticket office is literally from the moment that you get the delivered of your ticket. In order for you to know which dates apply to you for your specific process, you have to know your priority date, which is the date of filing of your petition for those that do not require a sponsor, such as the I-140, I-526, I-360, whichever the case might be. For those cases that a sponsor is required, such as the PERM processes, the priority date is then the date of the PERM. I would like to emphasize that it's the date of priority. Their priority date is the date of filing, not a date of approval. Continuing on the advancements of the April 2024 Visa Bulletin, the EB-3 category for professionals and skilled labor has moved from September 8, 2022 to November 22, 2022. Also, almost 2 months ahead that was the previous Visa Bulletin. We did not advance much, however, on the EB-3 for unskilled, which changes solely from September 8, 2020 to October 8, also 2020. For the EB-4 subcategories, except for the religious workers, there was a significant progress from December 1st, 2019 to November 1st, 2020. For religious workers, however, the news is not so good because the Visa Bulletin now points out unavailability of those visas, which means that there are no visas available at this time for this category. A significant change from the previous month that showed the date of December 1st, 2019. And if you're here watching this video and you are from China, India, Mexico, or the Philippines, those dates are different, and I invite you to follow the changes on the screen we are sharing here today. And for those that are interested in doing an adjustment of status, which means it's requesting your green card while you are physically in the United States, the date to be considered for the employment-based categories remains the final action date. For those who do not know, those dates to be considered for adjustment of status, they are not set on stone. They can be changed monthly, and the American authorities are the ones who decide which dates should be considered. Until February of this year, the date used to be the date of filing. However, March it changed to final action date, and for April remains being considered the final action date. And I have a note on that. A common question I receive is, after the eligibility is approved, for example, Form I-140 or Form I-130, can I wait for my green card in the United States? The short answer is no. Those forms alone do not grant you valid status in the country or authorization to stay. You must either have another valid status and/or have your priority date covered by the Visa Bulletin in order to apply for the adjustment of status. In other words, pending adjustment of status grants you authorization to be in the US, but the eligibility forms alone approved do not. And attention, be aware that those maneuvers of coming to the US in a tourist visa or a student visa in order to perform an adjustment of status can be harmful. Talk to your immigration attorney on that. Now returning to the Visa Bulletin, the topic of today's video, let's take a deep dive on the green cards through family members, the family-based petitions. We have 5 categories that are encompassed in the Visa Bulletin. We have the first preference for unmarried children of US citizens that are 21 years old or older. We have the second preference A for spouse and children. They are unmarried and under 21 years of lawful permanent residence. And we also have the second preference F2B for unmarried children 21 years or older of lawful permanent residence. There is as well the third preference for married sons and daughters of US citizens, and the fourth preference is for brothers and sisters of US citizens. There hasn't been much progress on those, but when comparing the final election date in the category of spouse and unmarried children up to 21 years old of residents, this date skipped from June 22, 2020 to September 8, 2020. On the other hand, the date of filing, which in addition to being the date considered for consular processing in the family-based petitions is also the date considered for adjustment of status, those have not changed at all if compared to March 2024. Well, those are the highlights of the Visa Bulletin for April 2024. Do you have any questions on the Visa Bulletin? If you have, please leave here in the comments. It will be a pleasure to clarify those. And for those that are coming here to this channel just now due to this video, you notice that there are a lot of videos in Portuguese, and that's because most of my clients are still based in Brazil. However, my plan is to be bringing more and more content in English to be able to inform on the immigration matters regarding the United States for the whole world. I appreciate one more time your time watching this video, and I see you soon.